familiar, you're overthinking, how do I create my combos? How do I find an opening? But if you use something that you're familiar with, you don't have to think about it. Your hands just move naturally.
Yep. And that's very important in this scenario where you have to play for an additional game just to secure your tournament life. Esmeralda's
with the world watching, this is a lot of pressure on the players.
It is definitely a lot. A lot of XP laners already taken out, even the Freya from Not Ayanami alongside the Phobius. Look at how much Arya and Not Ayanami.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 EXP laners already out of picture. I would say the strong ones now is like Arlet, Yuzong,
but
Sora.
Does Ashley consider the Atlas here? It's the first time I think we see it open.
Atlas is good. Bellaric is good. One, honestly, squishy hero that is meta is Matilda.
Oh,
but
right.
We'll see whether they pick it up. They go for the Valentina. This is, in my opinion, Briggs, very risky. I think they're picking up this Valentina to potentially deny an early Sora pick coming in from NAVI. But this gives NAVI that Bellaric, and Mirai has been able to use the Bellaric very well.
I agree. At least they get a Wrath of Dryad of their own if ever it does end up that way, but I guess it's a matter of comfort. Them also resorting back to that idea, if we want to ask it from Ashley, might as well do it for Sayori as well, because Sayori has been phenomenal on the Valentina either way, so maybe they're just sticking with that because it's indeed such a crucial match. But the Claude gets picked up, they secure it for the team. So the carry option is still going to be open for Gen.G. They already also see the glue on the other side if they want to match that.
Personally, for me, I would go Baxia carry.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good steal from NAVI and already a good matchup against Claude as well as Blue.
Yeah, Baxia carry. I think keep it simple. Maybe Rui on the Assassins is something we do want to see, but if they're still trying to figure out how the playstyle will be between an Assassin jungler and a utility type, then maybe it's best to just resort to the utility.
Because honestly, if you have Valentina, you're kind of showing that you want to fight very, very early, right?
Yep.
Valentina has a lot of bursts. What she doesn't have is that range. So you need gap closers. But instead, they want to go with comfort. They're picking up the Minotaur. As you say, they only really won with that one, and now showing the Uranus as well. Keeping the jungle as well as the gold lane open, I think actually might be pretty scary, because we could, on the qualifiers to get here into the MWI, which is that Harif.
Yeah, even recently she's also been playing a bit more of the Granger. So we're not entirely sure if that's going to be the option, but I might want a bit more damage to come
100%.
in from Gen.G, because it's really just mostly the Valentina at this point. And again, the carry is likely to be taken out by NAVI from this point onwards.
This is one of those games, because there's a glue, it's not bad for a Lancelot. Because even if the glue was able to get on top of you, you have many dashes, you'll be fine either way. Because now that Arya is using a tank in the EXP, it means there's going to be a damage dealer. The real question is what? And I want an assassin that can fight at level 4, not at level 15.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're considering it, but I've seen like MWI teams play a Hanabi into the glue too.
It works because
it works,
just
right?
extra bounce.
Yeah.
And hey, you can't. Stream B, we only have one loss.
Okay.
I don't know about Stream A, but Stream B, we only have one loss. So it's a viable pick. Carry gets banned out here because Briggs, the only problem I have is they don't have the damage profile for the glue. That's it. This glue can make or break Gen.G here. And now even the Bruno gets banned out. So they're really, what they're showing here, Claude wants to win the lane. They want to make sure that all the counters are out of the picture. You still have one, actually you have two, which is the Leslie as well as the Clint.
Yeah.
Which, because they have a Minotaur, maybe not be a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe not, but it's just the spread of damage, I feel, that could be a problem.
Nice ban. That was a perfect ban.
Oof. So much XP later is taken out.
But I feel like a CC is going to come for Navi.
She did use it recently.
She did use it, yes.
Yeah, she can.
And it was also against the Uranus, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but she definitely has a CC in her pocket.
Yeah, because she has a lot of like XP laners brought out. The Masha, but that was last paired with a chip, so maybe not, because you see the glue instead this time. So it's up to not Ayanami as well as their mid laner Rain to pick up their heroes at this point.
Honestly, if they want, Izushi would be not bad. There you go. Izushi is picked up. It's a good counter towards the Minotaur as well as the Uranus. And It's an okay ult for the Valentina to steal, but not the most game-changing.
It's not. It's not. So the question remains: do they want to go Leslie Clint and more linear type of damage for EXP or for gold lane here and Panda, or do they consider some of the more unorthodox? Because this Uranus Minotaur, just by looking at them,
Yeah.
feels like you're meant to be safe, right?
Gen.G has a lineup that says we will live forever.
Yeah.
Right? It will take us 1 week to die.
Yeah.
Right? They have a lot of heal. They're going to build Flash of the Oasis. If they haven't Hanabi, actually it makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense, right?
Makes a lot of sense. But the same as the Clint, same as the Leslie, heck, maybe even the Moskov. So they pick up a Suyo here, and now they pick up a Harriv. So right now, Briggs, this is 100% comfort.
Yeah.
This is less about the strategy and more about trust.
Yeah.
Hope you
we're
guys
not
can
even
hear me.
looking at hero synergy anymore, I
Damn,
guess.
damn,
It's
damn,
just
damn,
really them
damn,
individually
damn,
doing their
fuck.
thing and being comfortable in the heroes that they use. So it's just
Which comp
the
is this?
EXP lane for not
Leave my phone
Ayanami
or
that
the
we're
game- the
looking
game's
at.
skipping. Oh,
Majority have been
CC.
taken out. CC is still there.
game
The
days
Pope's
to
also
release
gone.
somehow.
Technically, you can go for something like a Lapu as well. There are a few options. I
it's
feel
the
like
shit
CC
one.
is the most right. But if you want to dive, there's still the Lapu.
Maybe not the Yuzhong because there's a Valentina, but
I think she would be brave enough to try, honestly. So they pick up
Why?
an Alice. So it's going to be a dead lane in the EXP. But during the team fights, look at all the AoE coming in from NAVI. NAVI is
But they need to-
looking
but
pretty
it's not
good.
doing
I got to
the
say,
same
Taylor,
shit
Gen.G, they're putting a lot of trust on the individual players here.
And I'm okay with that. You know, you just took a heavy loss. You know that your key is at risk of being crushed. What do? Go back to your comfort
Man,
picks.
why
So,
is
like you
this
said,
so
LaFell, look, you don't have to think about playing. You already know what your hero is capable of and what it can do. Now you can just focus on the game itself. Gen.G going with the comfort picks. Will it pay off? That's the big question because Navi is knocking on the door of the knockout bracket. They want to reclaim gold. They want the championship. But will Gen.G shut them down one more time? Let's find out. Athena, Gideon, take it away.
Match point here, and Gen.G trying to find the equalizer to turn it into the game 3. So far, Navi PH has been playing real good, but this draft has been interesting. When you thought they were not going to give a good ultimate to Valentina, right at the very end, they get the Throne of Ruin.
Okay, that took quite a U-turn here for the draft for Navi. But for Gen.G, that is quite fortunate, right? You finally get something that is very useful in terms of flashes for Sayori. And speaking of the comforts as well, sticking to what you know best, even with your eyes closed. Let's see if that will reflect heavily as well here for the playstyle for Gen.G.
I want to see how this is going to play out, especially after level 4. I feel like there's going to be kind of nothing burgers in the laning phase, especially both sides. And I mean, look at even Ayanami as well as Arya having, you know, a wet noodle fight here over a Lethal Wanderer as they lose EXP on the the top side. One minion
Please,
already
is the
gone
stream
here for the
okay?
Alex.
Like, because on my laptop it's showing it's
who's
okay,
going
but
to
on my
find the
phone.
perfect first blood here. And as you mentioned, we're not gonna be seeing a lot of team fights yet. Or even 1v1s here for not Ayanami and Arya. It's all about roaming around and giving vision and assistance if whenever needed here for Navi and Gen.G.
It's about controlling the wave, but most importantly, it's about maintaining the tempo.
Excellent.
Both compositions kind of want to play the fights really, really slow. They're looking for the high impact engages. An early rapid roots here from Mariah as we see the gank on top.
Okay, that's going to be somewhat of a vision, but not really enough to get the first blood. We might see that on the body of Panda, but great assistance there for Ashley. Now in a few seconds, it's going to be the turtle up in the mix, and it's Mirai finding her way already here to try and predict things on